Deep beneath the shimmering ocean, where starfish grew like flowers on the rocks and the water whispered its ancient stories, lived Lila, a young mermaid with a violet fish tail that sparkled like gemstones in the light. Her hair was just as violet as her tail, soft as seaweed and scented like salt and sunshine. Around her neck, she wore a golden seashell necklace, a gift from her mother that glowed softly only in the moonlight. Her best friend was Nemo, a lively little fish with bright blue scales and a cheeky grin. Nemo was brave, sometimes a bit too brave, but always by Lila's side. Together they explored caves, raced dolphins, and told each other bedtime stories about the edges of the ocean world. One morning, the water was unusually clear, and the sun sent silver beams down into the deepest bay. Lila hummed an old melody and combed her hair with a coral comb while Nemo chased bubbles and wrapped himself in seaweed like a cape. Suddenly, a strange light flickered through the water. It wasn't sunlight, it was silver, shimmering, and moved like a living thread. "Did you see that?" Lila called out, surprised. "I sure did," Nemo replied, spinning in the current. "It came from the deep, from where the glowing lagoon is supposed to be." "But that's just a legend," Lila whispered. "A place that shines from within, lit by a crystal said to be the heart of the ocean. If it's real, I want to see it," Nemo said excitedly. "A heart of light, how cool is that?" So off they went. They swam through towering kelp forests, met dancing seahorses and mysterious stingrays that glided like magic carpets through the sea. They passed ancient coral cities and sunken ships where forgotten treasures slept, following the silver light that danced ahead like a trail of moonbeams. The deeper they swam, the quieter it became. The water grew cooler, darker, and yet the light grew brighter. At last, they reached a hidden valley, surrounded by rock walls and glowing jellyfish that floated like lanterns in the darkness. And in the center of the valley, it lay, the glowing lagoon. Lila and Nemo gasped in wonder. The water shimmered in every color, turquoise, pearl, fiery pink, and deep blue. In the middle hovered a massive crystal, gently pulsing as if it were breathing. Around it grew transparent plants that looked like glowing flowers, and tiny creatures with water wings floated silently through the light. "The crystal, it's alive," Lila whispered. "It's beautiful." But as they drew near, the light flickered. The crystal trembled softly, and its colors began to fade. Then, out of the shimmering light, a tiny creature appeared. It was a jellyfish, small, glowing, nearly see-through, with large, sad eyes. She moved as if dancing, but her light was dim. "I am Lumi, guardian of the lagoon," she said with a gentle voice. "And I need your help." "What happened?" Nemo asked. "The heart of the lagoon is dying," Lumi whispered. "A piece of the crystal was stolen. Without it, the lagoon is losing its magic. And when it dies, the ocean's ancient songs will fall silent." "Who would do such a thing?" Lila asked, horrified. "A creature of shadow, large, sad, alone," Lumi replied. "It came on a night without stars and took the crystal shard. Since then, the lagoon has grown dimmer." Lila clenched her fists. "We'll help. Show us the way." Lumi nodded and released tiny silver droplets from her body. They fell to the ocean floor and formed a trail that glowed like moonlight in the dark. Lila and Nemo followed her, through narrow rock passages and ancient tunnels where the water barely flowed. It grew colder, quieter, more mysterious. Finally, they reached a hidden cave in the rocky cliffs. Inside it was dim, only a faint glow came from the shadows. And there they saw him, a giant octopus with silver skin, curled into himself, his eyes closed and sad. In front of him, the missing shard of the crystal, glowing faintly. "Why did you steal it?" Lila asked gently. The octopus opened his eyes, deep and full of sorrow. "I was alone. So alone for so long. I saw the light, heard the song. It was so beautiful. I wanted it close. I didn't know I was hurting the heart." Lila swam closer, without fear. "You're not evil. You're just lonely." "No one has ever missed me," the octopus whispered. But you are missed, said Nemo. You're part of the ocean. Just like us. Lila carefully picked up the shard. Come with us. Help us bring back the light. The octopus nodded slowly, and together they swam back to the lagoon. When they arrived, the light was almost gone. Lumi floated, exhausted, above the fading crystal. Lila closed her eyes, held the shard to the heart of the lagoon, and softly began to sing. Light in water, song in sea. A heart restored when we set it free. What was lost will shine anew. If we believe and stay true. The crystal absorbed the light, quivered, and then, like a sunrise beneath the waves, a stream of colors and sound burst forth. The lagoon shone brighter than ever before. The octopus was bathed in light, and his eyes sparkled, no longer with sorrow, but with hope. Lumi smiled. The lagoon lives. The song is back. From that day on, the octopus lived in the lagoon, no longer a stranger, but a friend. He helped Lumi guard the heart and told the youngest sea creatures stories of courage and forgiveness. As Lila and Nemo began their journey home, the water around them was filled with music. The ocean had begun a new chapter. Do you think the lagoon will shine forever? Nemo asked. As long as we listen to our hearts, yes, Lila said. And somewhere, deep beneath the wide sea, the water continued to whisper its stories, of light, of friendship, and of a brave heart made of crystal. The end.